Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
From home, honey.
Everyone, and welcome to today's episode. Well, as you know, I get bored sometimes, and when that happens, I find things to do. Now, I redecorated the back of the store not that long ago to get some of the artwork up on the walls, but I need to redecorate again. The reason being, bought a big collection of stuff. In fact, it's a collection so big, I don't have any room for it in the store. And when these collections come through, well, I need shelving. So what we're gonna do today is take this whole section here, kind of strip it bare, and reinstall the shelving that was there before, but we're gonna lower it down a bit so I can put things on top. To do that with me today, I've got Jason. Are you getting bigger than me? Look how tall this kid is. You're getting big. What happened? Have I been feeding you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got my jumbo-sized Jason with me today, and the two of us are going to work on getting the shelves cut down and installed in the back area here. Before we do that, though, we've got to clear this wall out and get cracking. Feels like we just put these all here not that long ago, but change is good. All the old slot machines have got to move out of the way. And that is one thing that I love. Old coin-operated machines, slot machines, they're just fantastic. They're cool. This came from a museum in Niagara Falls. This other one came from Calgary. I don't know. I've had a whole bunch of them come and go over the past few years. So I do want to continue carrying that kind of stuff. It just has to find a new home for right now. Okay, so if you want to grab, can you reach the top one since you're so tall now? Thank you. Got a few more to go. Some of them I have the artist information details, like that's the last graph right there. That's one of his. And then William Heedle, 1800s paintings, David Bates. All the ones that I have the provenance for. I'm gonna try and keep the little cards together with. But the wall's clearing off nicely. Move the desks out of the way, getting the floor space back. As I dig through my garage looking for shelving brackets, I'm not the only one getting work done. The guys are here putting the siding up on the outside of the building, hard at it. And it's gonna be perfect because it's gonna match right with the building that I've got next to it. You can't really see because there's a thing in the way there. But into the depths of my little garage here, somewhere at the back, there's a bunch of shelves that I need to pull out of here and put them in through the garage door. Can't move that because there's other shelves in the way. So where all this stuff is going to have a home at some point. I think this is how hoarding starts. I'll have use for that someday, and then you never do. Well, I'm hoping to find use for it right now, if I can only reach it. I need about 2 feet of space on top of the shelf. Currently, there's only about 12 inches or so. I'm gonna have to double that, which means we're gonna have to shorten the shelves up a bit to make that work out. Don't exactly know how I'm gonna do that so they retain their integrity, because there are some built-in pieces here. If I can knock those out and reuse them, that'd be amazing. But we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna get the measuring tape outside and the saw ready, and I guess when Jason's done over there, he's gonna come meet me. Right, kiddo?
Yeah.
Just gotta get the tools out of the back of the car. Yeah. Coolest work truck ever. I'll get the stuff over and get started. On the other side of the fence. Okay, we're gonna have to figure out our measurements, Jason.
Yeah.
And then I'll get you to measure them all and mark them for us. But we have to make sure we get the, they always say measure twice and cut once, so you don't make any mistakes. So let me grab the saw, we'll start getting ready. Well, Jason is marking, we're doing 4 feet from the top down. That's gonna give us much more than the 2 feet we need. That's gonna give us probably about 3 feet or more, which is fine. We don't want it right up against the ceiling. I am gonna take these marks and I'm gonna cut at them. And that's gonna now become the new leg of the new shelves. So they'll just be short little shelves, but that's fine. We'll have 1 or 2 shelves in here, load it with product, and have stuff on top. Should be just perfect. Shelves are cut lower. Jason's just getting the top and bottom panel on just to see what the spacing is like. So that gives us about 4 and a little bit. Yeah, that we'll screw that together after. We're just using that to space where it needs to go from the wall. That way I can put really big, crazy things on top here. Just wait until you see what I have planned for back here. It's gonna blow your mind. You haven't seen it yet. Nobody's seen it yet other than me, but it's absolutely crazy the stuff I've got coming in. Enough so that I had to redo the whole back. So we're gonna get the rest of the shelves out of the garage. I have to figure out what to do with this bookcase because that's kind of too tall. Well, we'll continue it down, see how far we get, okay?
Okay.
How is dismantling the shelf going out there?
I'm trying to find the right size to start. I have not started yet.
Just take the whole... Are you sure?
Yep, this one's like 2 times smaller.
I would say take all the bits out there so it saves you travel.
Alright, I'll take it just in case.
That's right. Better safe than sorry. Well, Jason's working on that. I've got all the shelves installed. I actually had them in here before, but I used to have them going all the way up to the top there, and it was just too much for me. I couldn't display any artwork. By putting the shelves lower like this, I can still hang art and put things on the shelves. But I do have something else planned for up here, but you guys are gonna have to watch for a future video to see what that's all about. In the meantime, I'm gonna throw some of the artwork back onto the shelves just as filler so it doesn't look completely empty over the weekend. And there is an awful lot of art just lying around here. We'll get it up and at least make it look a tad bit better for now.
No.
Of course, it's not a day without Hans visiting.
Up anyway, right?
Chatting with the guys. Looks like it's going pretty good up there. You got...
Can you get him to cut any pieces or what?
Yeah, it's the most difficult piece here now.
Oh yeah, it looks like it.
Oh, because it's got the weird little zigzag. He's got a big long cut.
Over the door, around a light.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got a couple of them.
Hans is the one that did the siding, the other vinyl siding over there.
Where's your mark there, bud? Oh, right there. Okay.
You know, hold it for him?
I'll hold it here for you. Makes it more stable, bud.
See, now Hans will take credit for putting all the siding up on this side.
Wow.
He'll be like, remember that time that I...
Work, right? They put their hand on one little thing and they're like, oh, we did it.
No, I didn't.
Sounds like my dad.
I don't mind.
That's what your dad does?
I helped you out.
You put the last nail in and...
Paid from the ceiling.
What have you guys been up to?
Well, we've done a few tree jobs
Yeah.
for our buddy Dale.
Oh yeah, my buddy Dale.
Yeah, our buddy Dale there. He's
Yeah.
got to grind some stumps tomorrow. Then that job is cleaned up for until September.
He had a lot of trees to take down at his place, didn't he?
Yeah, 22 we have.
How many have you gotten down so far?
10.
That's pretty good. They must be pretty happy with the progress.
Oh yeah, he seems to be pretty cheery, so that's the main thing.
Speaking of Dale, he might appear in this video later because we did kind of a swap, a trade-a-roo on something that was really special to me that I sold him years ago and I kind of regretted. Yeah, I regretted selling something, the one and only time that's happened, and I might be getting it back, so I'll have to reveal later what that is. I've got to check with him and see if he's coming tomorrow or not, but are you back in town tomorrow?
We are, yeah.
Okay. And I was showing Hans that we got a door that is a little bit out of plumb there, so let's see if we can get it to open and close a bit better at some point. But yeah, I'm gonna go take the boy home and call her a day, so I guess maybe I'll see you tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, it's a new day and I'm back at the store. I was out picking this morning, not in this car, but I was picking in this one. The more likely vehicle for loading up with all sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna show you the treasures that I got, and we're gonna bring these inside the store. We'll also check and see how the addition's going along. I know the guy's been hard at work getting things done over there, but I open up in about an hour, so I don't have much time. Gotta unpack this stuff and get it loaded in the shop. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna show you is this old dusty turntable. I haven't cleaned it at all. This is exactly how I found it not more than 10 minutes ago. Was in the basement of the house looking around and then came upstairs in the living room. This was sitting on the floor. I don't think it's been used in a really long time. But it's a PE turntable, which is, I think you'd say Perpetuum Ebner, German made. Nice little piece, you know, Still has all its little accessories and everything that needs to go in there. This would be the type that you could actually put multiple records on, and it would play kind of like a little jukebox almost. Not a super expensive piece. They're still around. The new ones, heck, the new PE turntables are very pricey, but this is worth maybe like a few $100s or something like that. But still nice to find in the basement. There was also, I'm going to come back to this box in a second, an amplifier, which is this massive Telefunk, and you can see it came from the same place. It's got the same dust. Opus Studio 201. Now that's a heck of an amplifier. This I have not researched yet to see what these things normally go for, but I can tell you it probably would have been a pretty expensive piece back in the day, and a lot of times the early hi-fi stuff does hold its value pretty good. I don't think it's a tube model. If it tube models are a little bit more desirable than your other models, but it's still a nice piece. You can still, I haven't even put the stuff out that I got from my friend Greg's place. The old ticket cabinet still sitting here and a pile of stuff. Like, I open very soon, though there's always this mad rush before people come in the door to get this stuff put away. So I will have my work cut out for me this morning. But there was a couple things in here that I actually was interested in. That's a camera case. I have not even looked through that yet. We'll dig through that in a second. But I want to show you the thing that I'm excited about that was in this box. Okay, there's little travel pins, and I don't know, we'll go through this and see exactly what's in here. I don't even know what, some of this might be military. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of pins. I always like getting these little assortment bins and buckets full of stuff, because you always find a little surprise. Usually there's a nice little surprise to be found. Ha! I didn't even realize this case that's holding these pins is an old Valium box. Well, this was the estate of a person who was formerly a doctor, so that's no surprise there. Yeah, these are little pins you pick up when you're on vacation. But kind of neat. Little places that they've been. Old license plate. Lots of little knives and so forth. So, little knives, there's pocket knives. Always people collecting and asking for knives, and I haven't had many come in the last little bit. Fortunately, that one's missing the bone off the other side, but anyway, a fun little assortment of stuff. Souvenir of the Ginkgo petrified forest, a piece of petrified cedar that's polished. So this is probably like the little souvenir box full of stuff. You go somewhere. A lot of times people would go traveling and you get like a little pocket knife. I remember getting one that had a Mountie on it from a trip to Banff, Alberta at one point. Yeah, Jackson, Wyoming. So those are all sort of souvenir knives. This is what I was excited about, because I collect mechanical toys, and I have a lot of mechanical tin toys. I also collect old movie theme cars, but this is a really neat piece. Look, JNF prototype Porsche electric. So I've never actually seen one of these. So made in Germany, US owned. So this would be just after the war. And it looks like it might have, okay, you can adjust the steering on the front. That's kind of neat. It has working headlights. Got a lot of neat features to it. But the early Porsche and early toys like this, and that thing will clean up, like, it's really dusty and dirty right now. You can kind of see the grime that's on there. This thing, by the end of this episode, I'll polish it, and I'll show you what it looks like after it's all polished up. That's one I'm actually going to take home and keep for my own collection, because yes, I do collect this kind of stuff. Looks like the hood, maybe the trunk opens in the front there. There's stuff going on here. Either way, it's neat. I'm excited about this. I like that kind of stuff. As for the cameras, well, there's all sorts of lenses, which I sell lenses aplenty over in my camera case over there. I always have people coming in looking for lenses and camera bodies. Nice little Yashica 35mm camera body. There's another one down here. Little Pentax. Some are Asahi Pentax. Yes, this is an Asahi Pentax. It's a little bit earlier. But everything has got a good layer of dust on it. Not that I need more cameras. I mean, somebody came at the store and they said, well, look at all the cameras this guy has. And that's like a 10th of probably what I had, or maybe a 30th of what I had. And we put a whole bunch of cameras through our next auction too, so I'll hopefully be thinned out a bit. But of course, you know, you come across a camera case and you don't want to leave cool cameras behind. And this has lots of nice lenses. That is what brand is this? Let's see, let's open it up and have a look. Kiev. Maybe it's a Russian camera? Not overly familiar with this one, guys. Have not seen this brand too much before. Actually, in fact, that's the first time I've seen that type of camera. Russian made, perhaps. Likely a Russian camera. Sometimes the Russian cameras are good. A lot of times they're not as valuable because they're kind of knockoffs of Leicas or things like that. But there's a whole bunch of camera gear in here. Lenses and flash tubes and all kinds of fun stuff. So anyway, nice little variety there. I've got to get cleaning though. Oh, the other thing that was neat, for those of you that have watched my channel before, you might have seen that I had one of these in before. Yes, this came from the same house. The fellow's dad was a fight promoter back in the 60s and 70s. And there you go. Autographed Muhammad Ali poster from the famous match off with Joe Frazier, Madison Square Garden, 1971. This is hardboard. And there's two of them there. The problem with these, look at that. It's got some mold forming on the lower corner. So I might be able to find a way to neutralize that, but that definitely affects the value right now unless I can clean it up. But you know, you see autographed Muhammad Ali fight posters in a basement, regardless of the fact it has mold. You don't want to leave it behind because you just don't see that kind of stuff too often. Oh, this was a neat little set too. Some of you might remember Dick Tracy, the movie. And we got a couple figures to go along with. So we got the Dick Tracy car and some trading cards and stuff. It's a nice little collection of Dick Tracy stuff. But if I want to open the shop here pretty soon, I'm going to have to get busy putting stuff away because it looks like a dog's breakfast right now. And I have higher standards than that for the shop. So I'm going to put the camera down and put some stuff away. I basically want to get this all cleaned up here before we open. This little box seems to have depression glass. I think that's Vaseline ware. This type of glass, I believe, had a bit of uranium in it and would glow under black light. I should have a black light standing by for when these occasions occur and I come across little collections like this. But there's a nice little variety of it here. I don't carry a lot of glassware. People come in and ask, would you buy dishes? And I usually say no. But uranium ware is a little bit different, a little bit more special. Same thing with some depression glass. That I don't think is uranium, but is green. It looks like they just put anything that was green in here. There's a fancier bowl in here. Let's see what this is. Bowl indeed. It's a green uranium glass or Vaseline ware juicer. Big one too. You could fit quite a bit of juice in this thing. That'd fill you up in a hurry. Now I am pretty much just a big kid, so when I get cool toys like this in, I kind of get excited. Now this is a 1950s, it's a Porsche 356 is what the style is. And what I learned about it is I put the key in and it works. It still winds up. We get a little bit of action out of the wheels there. But I was trying to figure out if there was something going on with the front. The headlights work. You can adjust the steering right there. And look, you push the button and the hood pops up. And that's how you put your battery in. So unfortunately, the battery doesn't seem to be working, but it's in otherwise really good shape. So this will be coming home to add to my own collection. You have an antique store, you have to collect something. And for me, it's mechanical little toys like this and movie themed cars. And they don't take up much room either. I mean, the big cars take up enough room, but this kind of stuff makes me just as happy. I'm in the shop. My friend Todd, aka Todd the Eagle Man, was visiting while I was playing with that toy. And we had a couple of folks come in. One lives in town, the other one's from Windsor, Ontario. And it's Wendy, right?
Wendy.
And Tom.
And Tom.
And your dad. And so you came to visit Dad. What a nice thing that we can actually visit again.
Yes.
And live life like normal.
Finally.
And you said you watch the channel on occasion?
All the time.
All the time? Okay, well, you'll be watching yourself soon enough because I'm filming. Well, you knew I was filming right now. But I said, while you're here, I may as well give you a tour and show you what they're working on. So you are inside what will be a little cafe space. Well, part of it will be cafe, and then other parts will be shelves with all kinds of, you know, like market type goods, like groceries and apples and heck, I don't know what else is gonna be in here,
Nice.
but
I
yeah.
thought it was just gonna be ice cream.
No, it's gonna be a little bit of everything. And today, if we walk out the back here, I'm gonna follow your dad. And Tom was saying that the lumber prices have been crazy, and you're absolutely right, but they've dropped in half. We won't see the difference in price for another 90 days. So I had to pay the crazy high prices for this wood. But what they've done so far is behind you, they've done all the siding all the way up to the top. I'll zoom out there.
Oh yeah.
So
Matches the store.
it does match the other building. That was the idea. So they were doing all the vinyl siding yesterday and getting ready for the light to go on. And on this side of the building, they did all the siding, and there's going to be a exterior vent for my furnace down the side there. It is, this is the least exciting part of the property, but for me right now, this is the part that's starting to look like something.
Oh, it looks good. Looks really
Aside from opening boxes of collectibles and going through stuff and having general fun at work today, and yes, I can say that my work is fun, I occasionally get vintage motorcycles in. Whether it is, let's see, we had a Harley WLC, 1940s BSAs, all sorts of stuff. But you gotta see, this next little bike here came in. I didn't film this, but a fellow called me up and he said he had 21 motorcycles for sale. They're all in parts, but there was a couple that were together. This was one of them. It's a 1965 Honda Super Hawk. Original paint on this bike. It's got a couple little dents in it, which I think will pop out, but the paint's not bad. Really good survivor. It's got the rare aluminum front fender right there. Nice complete bike, good compression. Really like these Honda Super Hawks. Sad thing is though, I'm not keeping it, but there is some reason why I'm showing you this bike. When I was 14 years old, my dad and I bought a basket case Honda 305, just like that, but it was red. And took us a couple years to get it done, but every dollar I could make. In fact, when I say that I bought and sold antiques since I was a kid, part of the reason I was doing that at that time in my life, at that stage in my life, was to pay off the repairs on that Honda. Now, I hadn't had that bike in 12, 14 years. My dad was alive at the time when I had it, and you know, I wasn't that sentimental about it at that point. Now with my dad being gone, it kind of means a lot more to me. But today is a special day because my old Honda is back again. Now, some of you might remember my friend Dale.
Hi everyone.
I've known you for like probably 16 years or something like that, I guess.
Got to be at least that.
Yeah,
Back to
and
the old store at West Edmonton Mall.
That's right, when we had a different store. And many years ago, you bought this off me. We did kind of a horse trade deal with another bike. My daily rider bike, the GB500, came for you.
You still have that bike.
And I still have it because I love it. And at that point, my dad was still around, but he's passed. And so my show winning bike, I won first place at a show with this bike. We had a nice BMW highway bike and we had this Project Honda, and you said, I think it's time the bike comes home.
Yeah, no, there was no question. I always felt guilty about having this bike because it was you and your dad's project. So it's best to get back here. So I guess the long range plan was have the GB and the Hawk back. So you got both of them.
I got both, and wow, I am just thrilled today. My kids, I don't even know if they remember this, but well, Steven might be the only one who would somewhat remember it. But yeah, I've got pictures of me standing next to this being built, pictures of me at the show where I won first place with it, and now I get to have it back again. I can't tell you how pleased I am, Dale. And but we've got to get you your Honda.
Well, now I've got another project, and that's going to be fun, and this is back where it belongs.
Well, and that's not much of a project. It's a runner, apparently. I think gas and go almost with that guy.
I think a little polish and the front fender, and we're all ready to go.
We'll have to, maybe we'll get them both on the road and take them to a show sometime.
Hey, now that would be a great Black Hawk and a Red Hawk.
That's right.
Or with the Red Dragon and the Black Hawk.
The Red Dragon, yeah. I never did name it. I never do name my vehicles, but it is sure nice to see it back again. I'm going to move it temporarily in the store just so it's not sitting outside here, but it is very nice to have it back home again. So in all, it's been a really good day today. The siding is going up on the back of the building, and very soon the windows and doors will be on the front. Once that's complete, we can start on the inside, and that means drywall in, lights are in, we can get the flooring down. But honestly, the coolest thing that happened today was clearly the number one thing that I couldn't imagine that would happen, and that's getting my old bike back. You know, I think if my dad were here, he'd be so happy that I had it back again, and I just love the thing. The gas smells a little old, so we're gonna have to swap that out. I'm the last person to put gas in that tank, and it's still in there from like a decade ago, so that definitely has to change. And we'll get that fixed up soon. But guys, stay tuned for more episodes. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see y'all soon, and bye for now.